Thank you very much. That was very good. Thank you. I'd like to bring to you Natrina Kennedy of the Women's Health Initiative.
Thank you. On January 11, 1995, a baby girl was born to a single teenage mother at Cook County Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. Approximately a year later, was sentenced to 22 years in prison. She was raised on the south side of Chicago across 5 different neighborhoods, all of which is comprised of no investment and lacks resources. She went on to break generational curses by becoming the first female in her family not to have a child before the age of 18, and to successfully attend college, specifically at a predominantly white institution. While in college, her family became homeless. During that time, she couldn't afford her studies, and the alumni university went on to pay part of her tuition. Because of this, she was able to continue her studies, graduate college, and eventually go on to get her master's degree. The person I'm speaking about is myself. This story belongs to me. Hello, everybody. I am Natrina Nicole Kennedy, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Women's Health Initiative, which is a 501c3 dedicated to decreasing health disparities by tackling racial, social, and economic barriers to health. Although I am educated, in the last 5 years, I have received 35 doctor's appointments, experienced 40 labs, and even had a brain CT scan, all of which, if you ask my doctors, is due to my health outcomes and poor stress management. In the last 5 years, I have also lost 10 peers due to gun violence, 8 family members due to illness, with the most recent being my paternal grandmother who committed murder and suicide last year. All of these things affect me every single day. And like me, Black women have similar experiences in the community. This is why I am hoping to address chronic stress caused by intergenerational that impacts Black women. To start, because I'm a data geek and a public health professional, I'd like to share a few stats for your review. In Chicago, women report higher rates of psychological distress and depression in comparison to men. In Chicago, also, for those living below the poverty level line, they are 2.5 times more likely to have more mentally unhealthy days in a month. And on the far south side of Chicago, where I'm from, in the 60628 specifically, women represent 16% of single-family households in the entire city. And more importantly, I'm horrified to share with you all that the incidence rate for this zip code is more than double than the rest of the entire city. We know that the quality of life impacts the quantity of life. Why are we still seeing these same issues? In the 60628, the life expectancy is 7 years lower than the rest of the entire city. Also, for those who may not know, 80% of our health outcomes happen outside of clinical care, and they're due to social determinants of health such as income, education, employment, family and social support, and even community safety. This is why I propose operationalizing hope by transforming this vacant lot, which you can't see on the screen right now, into a free wellness center in the heart of the Roseland Employment Area 60628 that's just the model, the everyday healthcare model to center community through culturally relevant services that are not only for the community but accessible. Specifically, when polled, 70% of women said that a center as such they believe will improve their overall wellness and well-being. Also, the idea here is to elevate community healing. The goal is to move people from a state of survival into a state of thriving through community healing. If you can see these renderings behind me, it is a floor plan of the center that I hope to build. It includes services that include one-on-one therapy sessions, movement therapy, massage therapy, yoga therapy. It also includes community classes, specifically community healing classes such as breathwork sessions, community healing circles, and even a tea cafe. I'm selfish, I like tea. I hope that after listening to my story, seeing even the center, you all will be compelled to help people like me, specifically by giving us money. Money to help get this off the ground and bring it to fruition. This is an operating $500,000 a year. Finally, I would like to say thank you to YWCA of Metropolitan Chicago, Matter, and of course the community, and then you all for listening to my story and allowing me to be authentic today. Thank you.
Girl, what kind of tea you drinking? That was amazing.
Thank you.
Whatever tea you drinking, let me know, because I need some of that.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I am so inspired by you. So I didn't forget my question. I am blown away. That's amazing. You really touched some of the big points that is really in the community. So let me ask you this. What are some of the challenges that you're currently, so where are you at now in your journey, and what's some of the big challenges that you're facing? And I think that's a good start for now. Let's just get the challenges first.
Yes, absolutely. To start with where I am in my journey, I like to consider myself still a startup because I'm not only am I a nonprofit, but I started this fresh out of undergrad almost 4 years ago now. And so the biggest piece for me as far as where I am now is I have a pretty solid backing from community members from my city, from my neighborhood, but also trying to get people to understand that this is our everyday lived experience and we're not just data. And bridging the gaps between community and systems is huge. And so the community will tell you exactly what they need and want to make them feel better, to give them greater health outcomes. But we need the support from the larger systems to understand that this is real. Racism is real, how we live is real, and we are in a constant state of survival.
That's all I got.
I got you.
That was a great presentation, and I think you really touched upon some really important points that are going on in our community that we see every single day, and you're trying to tackle and address these issues. One thing that really stood out is a lot of the mental health and the stress that women, especially Black women, are enduring. Have you thought about reaching out to payers and just thinking about maybe finding a way to get funding, coding, some way to make this reimbursable and get that funding?
Yes, that has come up through some of the consultation that I've had in preparation for this pitch and for thinking through how to operationalize this. As you can probably tell from my pitch, it's really nuanced and it's very complex, so we need a lot of experts and people to help us move us into operationalizing it. I have considered payers, especially considering the biggest piece, if you listen to some of the services that we're hoping to offer, a lot of them are not currently billable. So for example, the average breathwork session based off of what research has shown us costs about $300 per person. But breathwork has been phenomenal for mental health outcomes. So we have considered working with payers, even Blue Cross Blue Shield and Blue Door, because they're right around the corner. But yes, that's been really on our radar. No questions. Thank you so much, everybody.
Great job, Natrina.